Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to my Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode here in NHL 18. So in last episode, we took on the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round of the playoffs, and it was actually a pretty tight battle as it went to a full 7-game series, and it basically went back and forth every single game. As you can see, we won game 1 3-1, then we lost 4-1, then we won 7-2, lost 4-2, then won 2-0, then they shut us out again 1-0. And then we just squeaked by with a Game 7 win when we scored 2 quick goals in less than a minute span to get us on to the second round up against the New Jersey Devils. Also, before we get started, I got myself a pop filter for my Blue Yeti, so I'm hoping this audio sounds a lot better than it normally does. That way there's no pops and everything like that. If there is pops still, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just testing this out for the first time, so let me know what you guys think down below. Other than that, let's show you guys what the lines look like for the Devils again, just in case you don't remember or you did not watch the last episode, because I don't think they're really that much of a scary team in some situations, because they're not really a good defensive team, it looks like, for the most part, because they got a couple players that have like 3.5-star defense, as you can see down in there. So like, I don't think they're going to be a good team defensively, and then also their defensive core is a lot weaker than ours, so we should have a leg up in terms of that. And then goaltending wise, we have definitely the big advantage because Ulanov is way better than Smith-Pelly is, but you never know, these guys might not be that flashy in overall, but maybe they are really good on the ice, so we'll see what happens here in round number 2. Also, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I might be having a lot of like cuts and stuff like this in this episode just because of the heat, because it's ridiculously hot today. So anyways, let's get into game number 1. We got home ice in this series. I think it's like one of the first times we've played New Jersey in the playoffs before, so let's see what we could do here. First period, and it is scoreless. Nobody beats any goaltender just yet, so it looks like it might be a defensive series if it keeps up, but shots are 9-8 in favor of us. Second period, and it is 2-1 for the Devils. Damn, okay. Was not expecting that. So Brett Howden opens the scoring for the Devils. Martin Necas answers back for us, and then Shane Bowers makes it 2-1 for New Jersey. We're out shooting them 18-15, but it seems like their goaltenders are actually playing pretty good for some 81 and 80 overall wise. So let's see what happens here in the third period. Come on, boys, let's tie this up. We don't want to fall down 1-0, and Evgeny Svechnikov is going to score to make it a 3-1 game for the New Jersey Devils. This is not looking too good. They make it 4-1. Nico Hischier with a goal. Damn, this is not exactly what I was expecting, because their offense does not seem to be like the most strongest team in terms of that, and their defense isn't there. So Josh Hosing makes it 4-2, but it is too little too late, and we are going to lose game 1 on home ice, 4-2 final. So we got to clean up our defensive game a bit more, especially with this like 4 goals against. So Necas is third of the playoffs from Corrado, and Hosing's second of the playoffs from Malone and Hannafin. So not really a good game for Ulanov. He definitely has to improve for game number 2, because we don't want to go down 2-0 going back to New Jersey. And, oh, that is not a good time for an injury. So Casey Millsat, our number 1 center, has been injured with a pulled groin, and he will not return until May the 5th. Also, when I was looking actually at the New Jersey Devils injuries, they are missing their number 1 goaltender, who is Chester Yorkin. He's actually out until like June the 5th, so we will never have to face him in this postseason. So that is good news. Let's see, I don't know if I want to put in Hayton. Who is the other scratch for it again? Is Erzberg, but I don't think his face-off stats 70. What about Hayton's 71? You know what, actually I might just put in Baird Hayton, why not? Give the guy a chance, because he was one of our, I think he was like a 3rd round draft pick of ours back in the first year, so, and in real life he went 5th overall. So let's see if we could tie the series up here on home ice. We don't want to go down 2-0, like I said, going back to New Jersey. That would not be the way to start off a series. So let's see what could happen here. First period, and it is 2-1 Devils. Damn it, come on Ulanov, you got to play better than that. And it's like basically the exact same thing that happened last game. As they score first, it's this time Nico Hischier, and then Martin Necas answers for us, but Marco Dano gives them the lead. Second period, and oh my god, 3-2 now for them. We tied the game up, but Nico Hishe gives them back the lead. This is not a good way to start off the series so far. I think I might have to make some line changes going into the next game if we don't come through with a game-winning goal here. Can we tie the game at least up? Boys, going into overtime or something. Penalty kill, nicely done. Last 10 minutes, there you go. Marshall Grantham, that is a huge goal going into maybe overtime. Power play. No. Oh, yes. Sven Arvidsson. And there you go. Poya gets one as well. And Nikas. Holy crap. That's the offensive team I want to know. They come through with 4 goals in the third period. And we have tied the series up. So that was a great performance. So Nikas from Poya and Grantham. Poya from Hosang. Grantham from Hannafin and Malone. Arvidsson from Fleury and Grantham, Poye from Hosang and Bean, and Nikas from Malone and Grantham. So I think Grantham might have had like 4 points that night. Yeah, Grantham 4 points, Poye 2 points, and Nikas 2 goals. Damn, that was a great offensive performance. And that third line, I think they were the ones that were getting most of it done in round 1. They get it done there in game number 2 of round 2. So that was a huge performance from them to pretty much keep us alive in this playoff run. So now we're back in New Jersey, I think at the Continental Airlines Arena or something like that. Let's see if we could take a series lead here. First period, and it's 1-0 us. Martin Nikas with his 3rd of the series, or 4th of the series already. He's definitely proving himself, and he actually wants an extension too, I looked. So that's going to be good because I do think we want to bring him back considering his defensive stats. Second period, and it is 1-1. Kyle Palmieri ties it up at 1 apiece. Shots are in the Devils' favor, 21-17. Come on, guys, let's go ahead here in the third. And there you go, Eric Godfrey, I think his name is, or Evan Godfrey. Yeah, I think it's Evan Godfrey. And then Barrett Hayton, the guy that comes in as depth, scores to make it 3-1. Damn, maybe he is a good player to keep in the lineup, Barrett Hayton, even though he's only like a 77. Michael McLeod is going to pull the Devils within 1. Come on, guys. Let's just hold them off here. Last little bit. And there's an empty netter from Brian Ward. And the Carolina Hurricanes have taken a 2-1 series lead. And now we have had 10 goals in our last 2 games. So Nikas from Poya and Hannafin. Godfrey from Rathje and Malone. Hayton from Hannafin and Hosang. Damn, that's a weird one to say. 3 H's. And Ward from Grantham and Spiller. 3 stars of the game, Ulnov, Bowers, and Palmieri. Yeah, so Ulnov has definitely picked up his play a bit since that first game. Hopefully it can continue with this entire playoff run. So it's Ethan Godfrey, not Eric Godfrey or Evan Godfrey. I'm going to just probably forget his name always. But anyways, we have a 2-1 series lead. Let's see if we could do this going into game number 4. If we could win this game, we have the chance to end the series on home ice, which would be a nice way to end it off. And then we'd be going to the conference finals for the 3rd or 4th time in this series. So Casey Millsat is back from injury, so that is huge news. Even though Barrett Hayton was really good in that those games that he played, he had 1 goal on 5 shots. So Millsat, thank you for coming back from injury. Hopefully you don't get re-injured again. So we'll just edit the lines quickly here. Send a cast back down to the 3rd line. I guess he must have been really good on that 2nd line. Well, at least we know now some good line combinations for potentially like the conference finals if we get there. So game number 4. Come on, guys. Can we take a 3-1 stranglehold? That would be huge. Like I said, let's get this done. First period, and it is 3-0 us. Nicely done. That's the 2nd time in this entire playoff run where we've scored 3 goals in the first period. So Fritz, Poye, and Fleury all score. So we have 3 goals on 11 shots. Let's see if it can continue into the 2nd. And it won't, but they scored. Julian Law makes it a 3-1 game. And the shots are tied 19 apiece. So let's get maybe a couple more insurance markers to continue on. So Lucas Corrado makes it 4-1, so that's a big goal kind of, because they could have pulled back within 1 soon. So the last 10 minutes of the 3rd period, and Zykov makes it a 4-2 game for the Devils, pulling them back within 2. Sorry, my commentary skills are really bad right now because of the heat. And the last 59 seconds, we're going to get an empty netter from Casey Millsat, and we have now scored 15 goals in our last 3 games, and we are 1 game away from the conference finals. So Fritz from Milstad and Spiller, Poye from Malone, Fleury from Grantham in Milstad, Corrado from Fritz and DeCass, and Milstad from Hosang and Malone. So Milstad with 3 points in his first game back from injury, so definitely a great performance from him. Fritz gets the second star and Ulnov the third. Okay, so let's get into game number 5, see if we could take this series on home ice and go to the conference finals against either Buffalo or the Islanders. I was looking actually at their lineups already off of video, and the Islanders do still have Justin Falk, but he is scratched at the moment, so we won't ever get to see him play, but we hopefully could eliminate his team. That would be nice. So here we go, game number 5. Can we go to the conference finals? Or will we have to wait another day potentially? First period, and it is 1-1. So Kyle Palmieri opens the scoring for the Devils, but Jake Bean answers back for us. We have the shot advantage 12-9, second period, and damn, it's 3-1 Devils. Nico Hischier with 2 more goals. He's got like 4 in the series. Come on, guys, let's answer back here in the third, or we will be going back to New Jersey. Yeah, we're probably going back to New Jersey. Nico Hischier gets a natural hat trick, 3 straight goals for him. And yeah, this is looking like it's going to go to a game 6 back at the Continental Airlines Center, or whatever it's called. Last 5 minutes, nothing showing up. We got a lot of shots in this game, but we just could not put in any more offense. Just because our last 3 games were really good offensively, but this one was just not. So Jake Bean with the only goal from Malone and Milstad. So the 3 stars in this game, Hischier, Smith-Pelly, and Erik Karlsson. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything with our lines just yet, but if we lose this game badly, I think I might make some line changes just to kind of get us through the series at least and into the conference finals. So here we go, game number 6. We are 2-0 in New Jersey so far in this playoffs, and we have 9 goals for and 4 against. Let's see if we can continue that hot hand so far. First period, and it is 1-0 us, and it's Rod Fritz opening and scoring. Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Devils. Second period, and it is 3-2 now. Wow, great offensive period for both teams. Manson ties the game up, but then Poye with 2 goals. Yeah, okay, Poye with 2 goals to give us a 3-2 lead, or 3-1 lead, and then Shane Bowers pulls them within 1 going into the third. Shots are still even, 18 apiece. Come on, guys, let's just lock this down here in the third period. They're getting a couple chances here early in the third period, and they're going to tie the game up. Andrew Shaw ties the game at 3. Come on, guys, we need to get that lead back. We just give up a 3-1 lead. Last 5 minutes, and friggin' Taylor Hall is going to make it a 4-3 game for the Devils. He's been nowhere in the series. Come on, late, tie it up. Yes, nicely done. Josh Hosang with 1 minute and 9 seconds left has forced overtime. Shots are in the Devils' favor, 32-25, but it's anybody's game going into the extra frame. Come on, guys. We need 1 goal to go on to the conference finals and maybe have a chance to battle for the Stanley Cup. Penalty kill, and oh my goodness, I think that might have been a shorthanded goal, but Ethan Godfrey, the 3rd or 4th liner, has scored for us, and we are off to the conference finals with a 5-4 win in game number 6. So definitely a great series. It started off bad, but we found our offensive touch and our defensive touch over the last 4 games, or 5 games, and we have won the series. So Fritz from Milstad and Hosang, Poye from Fleury and Grantham, Poye from Grantham and Arvidsson, Hosang from Grantham and Hannafin, and Godfrey from Poye and Hannafin. So Grantham with 3 more assists. Wow. Yeah, Marcel Grantham has been amazing in this playoff run. Like, he might be even, like, if Ulnov's goals against and stuff like that were not as great as they were, this guy would probably be up there for maybe winning a Conn Smythe. So Marcel Poye gets the first star with 2 goals, 1 assist. Svechnikov for the Devils with 2 assists, and Grantham the 3rd star with 3 assists. Okay, so before we check who we're up against in the second round, or not the second round, the 3rd round, let's take a look at our player stats, and look at that. See, this is what I meant. Grantham just picks up a lot of assists. 13 games played, 3 goals, 11 assists for 14 points. Let's see who else has got some points for us. So Poye has also got 13 points in 13 games. Hosang's got 12, Malone 11, Nikas and Hannafin with 10 points. Hannafin has no goals but just assists. Milstad 9 points, Fleury 6 points, Arvidsson 5 points, Fritz, Corrado, Spiller, and Rathje all 4 points. Bean with 3 points, Godfrey with 2, Hayton and Ward and Whitmore have 1, and Keen's the only one without a point. In terms of goaltending wise, okay, maybe Ulnov isn't the type of goaltender to maybe win a Conn Smythe. Like, he's got a .916 save percentage and a 2.37 goals against average, which is not horrible, but it's not the greatest either. So if we somehow get to the finals, maybe Marshall Grantham could win a like Conn Smythe or something. That would be pretty amazing for a former 5th round pick. So there is that. His poise isn't even that good. I don't know why he's producing in the playoffs, but okay, I'll take it. So let's see who we are up against in the conference finals. It was looking like Buffalo because they had a 3-1 series lead on the Islanders, but I'm not 100% sure. It could be different. If it's Buffalo, I don't think we've ever played Buffalo in the playoffs before, and I don't even know what their lines look like really. Like, I think I looked at them, but I can't remember exactly who they had. I think probably Eichel still, and it's going to a game 7 between the two of them. Who are we going to go up against? Is it Justin Falk? Yes, it is. So we're up against Justin Falk's New York Islanders in the conference finals. This is interesting. So I will show you guys the lines now. Like I said, Justin Falk is a scratch, if I remember correctly. But at least, hopefully we could still eliminate his team. So here we go. So we got Cam Whitmore, who is the brother, I'll just say, of Matthew Whitmore, who's on our team. And then there's the guy who is really well known right now. This is being recorded on July the 2nd. So John Tavares, who's no longer a New York Islander. And then you got Patrick Kane on that first line, still 83 overall. So that line is still pretty decent because I think Kane and Tavares probably still produce pretty good at that age. Second line, you got Buchnevich with Barzal and Kiefer Bellows. Sorry about that. So that's a pretty solid second line. Third line looks also really good. You got Wilm Weimer, who's an 86. So yeah, their center depth is pretty nice. And Riley Tufte. Fourth line, you got Nico Petrolainen with Ryan McLeod. So we just played his brother, whatever his brother's name is, the other McLeod, and now we're playing him. And then Lucas, how do you even pronounce that? Ciolfido? I don't even know how to pronounce that, but okay. Defensively, they got Mirko Mueller with Brandon Carlos. So not a great top two, not a great defensive core in general. And then you got Nick Leddy with Vili Sarievi and Ryan Pulak with Drew Howe. In terms of goaltending wise, they got Ilya Sorokin, who's up to an 89. Damn. I might have made him too good. And then you got Ian Scott as the backup. In terms of scratch players, as you can see, Justin Falk, he's 35 years of age now, 78 overall. Still probably pretty serviceable, but hopefully no injuries happen to the Islanders defensive core, because I don't really want to see Justin Falk play again. And then they also have Adam Brooks and Alexander Kavanov. So overall wise, they're pretty scary in terms of offense, but their defense and, well, not goaltending wise, but their defense definitely needs some work. So I think we still have the upper hand, but you never know with these guys. I don't know how they simulate. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So next episode, we will take on the New York Islanders in the conference finals and see if we could get to that Stanley Cup finals, either against the Dallas Stars or the Calgary Flames for the second year in 3 years, if that is the case. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.